So we have a Android's deck profile for you here today.
It's the updated deck profile.
Yeah, this deck, like I know this is like
This is Matt's heart and soul.
yeah. Okay, so this deck, I like every tournament we go to. If I don't play this deck, I wind up thinking to myself sometime in the middle, like sometime during that tournament, I should have played this deck.
He always says it just like
Even if it's like
under
the
his breath,
worst,
or-
even if it's the worst meta call at the moment, in my head I'm like, I probably could have done better with Cell.
He's like, I should have played Cell. Every time. That's the meme in the group, is I should have played Cell.
Okay, so on a more serious note, Cell actually is still not like he's still
Relevant.
yeah, he's still relevant. Especially now because like Cold Bloodlust has pretty much dropped off. Nobody plays like Mecha or like Golden Freezer or any of those. So
It's more
it's definitely like the best leader in the game right now is Super Saiyan 3, and Super Saiyan 3 has a really hard time against Cell.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still relevant. And I would say this is the most updated. I've decided decided to play Android 17 over Cell, just because it keeps up with the meta. Because Android 17 is a more aggressive leader than Cell is, where Cell is like kind of a control leader. Android 17 kind of is like pretty much the Super Saiyan 3 of Android leaders, because you awaken at 6,
Mm-hmm.
and like Super Saiyan 3 like starts at 6.
Pretty
So it's pretty much the same thing. Also, like it makes all your androids cheaper, and there's a lot of new androids that actually like are playable to where like the deck doesn't even need the cell chain, but the cell chain is just a blowout anyway. So why not play it? So I'll go ahead and get into it. So for the cell chain, of course, 4 3-drops. I have to play it. Playing 3 of the Union Absorb 5-drop. Only because when I was playing 4 of this, like you're guaranteed to see it like in your hand, but mainly because there was a new 5-drop that I wanted to try in Vial Replication Cell from the Ultimate box.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
So originally I was playing a build with Cell, like the Cell leader, and playing Cell's Birth, because the idea would be on turn 4 on turn 3, you would play this, Cell's Birth for 3, draw 2 cards, play 2 tokens, and you'd have a 20k and 2, 10ks, 15ks, whatever.
10K.
So it was pretty good, and then the next turn you could Cell Chain, and then pretty much kill them.
Mm-hmm. It's a solid card.
The problem is the Cell's Birth is really, like, slow. And it,
It's kind of like your turn 1 play. You want it always, if you don't see it, it's kind of just annoying.
it's just not, like, you don't want to depend on Cell's Birth.
Yeah.
And, like, another thing is, like, if you want to play that build, you have to play multiple copies of this. And this is just, like, a niche card to play.
Yeah.
So now what I find myself doing is if they play around Cell Chain, like, the old combo was to go into Power Stealing Cell. So now we have the option of going super aggressive and just trying to kill them with the Vial Replication. Or if they played around by dropping cards out of their hand, you can still do the Power Stealing Cell play. So you have 2 different options when they try to play around Cell Chain. And then, of course, 4 7-drops.
Mr. Fancy over here.
So that's the cells. So 17s, we're playing the new Limitless Energy.
They're full arts.
Basically, in this deck, he's a 3-drop, 20k barrier blocker, 25k when you're at 4, and he pops a card when he comes out. So it's super good. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Then 2 of the Energy Guard, Android 17. So when you're awakened, this is a 2-drop 20k blocker that will stand back up at the end of the turn. So he's literally an android ape.
Monkey. I love those blockers that just stand up at the end of the turn.
So 4 Dreadful Duo 18s. So this is good because you can play her for 2, and then like the next turn play Limitless for 3, and like if you have another energy, you could hypothetically activate her effect to get rid of another card. But like you really most likely the only reason why I played this one, the main reason is because it's critical, and I didn't play the Dreadful Duo 17 because I chose the blockers.
Yeah. It just goes a little bit.
So to have a critical attacker in the deck, like a second critical attacker, because there's another one in the deck, but like it just helps. Like with the critical attacker, like a hand destruction deck, it's.
I think it's better than the alternative.
Yeah.
It does more.
And then I played, because for both 17 and 18, I decided 6 was like just a good ratio, especially considering in an Android with like the Android leader, you're going to be playing like more androids just by themselves than just using them for cell chain. You can actually play cards like the big 18 and the big 17s. So I decided to play 2 of these really good like after cell chain, between this and your super combo, and like having like a 17 on board to like defend yourself during their turn. And then now just for like the generic, somewhat generic stuff, or just structures and stuff like that.
He's a scientist.
4 Dr. Giroux. This is basically just your searcher of the deck. I did play 2 Android 20s as well.
The first one's a scientist. It's important, apparently.
No, it's not important. People just don't know how to read their cards.
Yeah, I know.
This is basically going to search your super combo most of the time, but in this build, what's actually cool is like your android. Once again, like your androids come up, so like you can just search anyone that you want. So like I said, post cell chain. If you wanted to play Android 18, you could just search it.
True.
And then 4 of the new 1-drop Gohans. So turn 1, play this. Well, if you're going second, hypothetically, play this, swing, take a life, and then like attack, whatever. Pass, they attack you, you're gonna be awakened.
Yeah.
So
it helps so much.
yeah. You don't really need that much awakening in this deck. Then super combos, 4 Android 16s. My favorite super combo in the game. Debatable if it's the best one, but it's definitely my favorite one. 3 Champas with the Android 18 and the Gohan. This is really good, as well as just like the Android 17 is like 25k when you're at 4 life.
Yeah, it'll come up.
Like 35k double strike.
Yeah, the Gohan is just pretty funny with that.
Yeah. And then 4 Miras. I played this over the new Toa because it's an Android, which means it's searchable by Jiro. So no reason not to play 4 of it. And then the last card in the deck is 4 full power energies.
Cool.
So that's the deck. It's still like Cell. It still plays like Cell. The difference being that you're not cell chaining. You don't have to think cell chain the entire game. Like you go into the game thinking more about the game state itself than like just like how do I get to my cell chain? How do I get to my cell chain?
Yeah.
Like when you see like 17s and 18s when you're playing like Cell, usually you're just like, oh, this can go under my Cell.
This is Cell. This is
Yeah.
your Cell.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep this until
as quick as I can.
Yeah.
How do I do that? But this deck is a lot more.
Yeah. So
free-minded.
with this deck, you see your 17s and 18s, and you're like, yeah, I could use this for Cell, or I can just play it because it's a good card, especially because it's cheaper.
I couldn't play this cheapy beepy card.
So yeah, that's the deck. I hope you guys like it. Like I said earlier, this is the deck that I always like to play.
Yeah.
Whether I wind up playing them in events or not, but
yeah.
Yep.
Well,
That's
if
it.
you guys liked it, please like the video. If you want to tell us anything, your thoughts on this deck, or any suggestions for other decks in the future, just leave it in the comments below. And subscribe for more, because we'll always have some great videos coming out, and some more coming out soon. Bye.